Okay, this time it's gonna go better. No technical issues, mic's working, recording's working, stream is streaming, hopefully. Yeah. So, today we got MACS and Drifters, and All Talk and No Word. All Talk and No Word with 2 marks on their side, Phone as commander and Knightsy on the field. Because I don't think Knightsy's on the team. I could be wrong. But who knows? I'm pretty sure he's not on the team. And then we got MACS and Drifters, who are all on the roster, I believe. I hope. But whatever, everyone's agreed. No one's arguing, other than normal natural selection 2 arguments. And we're going live. So, now we can find out who's actually supposed to be on these teams. There they are, MACS and Drifters, and All Talk No Word. And here we go into this game, finally. And up top in fabrication, we got Marines. Starting off with the Fast Arms Lab as usual. We've got Turts as the Gorge. And Aliens down in Drone Bay with the standard get out across the map and scout everything. So we got the 3-2 split out of the Marines. Just capping up their naturals. And we got some fast pressure from Rob and Zafford on the left side. Probably not looking to cap this at all, but Wake should be able to get the information here. And he's not going to escape with his life, so he might only think that 1 Marine is on this side. Armor 1 on the way, so we got 60 seconds for that. And we just got Manao and Dedek holding up. Some nice pistol shots coming out onto Yams. Takes him down to half health. That will force him back to get healed, but he does have that Turt's Gorge. And we got that info on the fast push from Marines, so they haven't opted to cap Gravity. They had assisted to it, but no res node will be lost. Bob finishes Golden off with that pistol. Now, we got these 2 Marines pushing from Gravity, coming behind Turts here. He is well aware of this. Yams has got the ambush if anyone was to pinch on the other side. But for now, it's a pretty standard game. These 2 Marines are in a good spot for pressure, but fortunately, Skook's a little bit slow to this. Wake does rotate in just in time. Turts doesn't get left alone. It looked like they were planning on crushing that a bit earlier than they did, but never mind. While being sneaky, lets Golden get by. Which means Turts might be in for a surprise here, but Wake's there, and the Babbler's helping him out big time in that engagement. Keeping him alive. And now we just got Manal running down through this cis lane. And he's going to run in some Hydras. And maybe a Yams. Oh, the Hydra baiting out the shots. Manal not reloading. I feel like a lot of Marines would be reloading here. And Turts is questionable escape route. Somehow in the middle of 3 Marines. And he's going to be completely fine. And now the pinch comes out from Dedek from behind, but Skook isn't dead, and the Gorge to heal him. Dedek only on health, no armor. That's a decent play. 1 Skook, 1 Gorge, and 3 Marines down. Nice, just poking at the res, forcing some Marine defense. And right now, Marine's kind of looking a little bit, yeah, low on res. They've only got their naturals and their main, of course. But that's all they've got. And their pressure hasn't yet netted them a res kill, I don't think. We'll find out after this fight, though. Wake is super hurt, but the Gorge in the fight is doing the one thing a Gorge in the fight should be doing. Heal everyone and make everything a pain to kill. Wake surviving purely off Turts' involvement in that fight. Yeah, no res has been killed. So that's a pretty big advantage the aliens have going for themselves right now. And these two Marines just split up in the worst way possible. That makes that an easy cleanup for Wake's Lurk. Still with that Gorge support. And Wob is just forced to constantly keep on backing up. And these Hydras over here alerting the entire alien team to Rob's presence. Of course, alerting them through the power of turrets getting damage numbers from them. But now we've got these two Lurks just harassing the Marine natural res. Finally, a res node does fall for the aliens, but now's managed to pick that one off. And we got some webs, we got some Hydras, but two Lurks here is the big thing in this fight. We've even got the Drifter support coming in from Phone. In fact, we got two Drifters out here. Phone doing his fancy things, getting the leapfrog Drifters going. One assist to the next, and these Marines are just getting mauled by Lurks at the moment. And now he has managed to cap this res, which will keep these Skulks busy for a bit. But it's just gonna die. It's so far away from any other Marine on the field. Nightsea's being real sneaky in that vent. He doesn't have aura to know that Zaphod was sneaking up there, and Turd somehow survives on 40 health. Wow. That's a frustrating death for Zaphod. He definitely wanted that Gorge in that fight. We got Yams and Golden with ambushes over here, but that's interesting. Considering this Marine team is super low on res, I feel like that was potentially a mistake. I don't know. Yes, they had 3 Marines in a place where they were just about to take a fight, and I mean, I feel like 3 Marines on the left side of the map at that point wasn't great. But aliens weren't pushing anything. They were just holding this natural. But, I mean, at this point, you've got 2 RTs versus aliens on 5. It's not looking great. We've just got Lurks biting back res. Rob and Manau, they're gonna rotate back to fight this. And by the time they've rotated back, the Lurks are going base anyway. You got 3 Marines in the middle of the map. These Lurks are just gonna go for the orbs. There's not even beacon res right now. 9 res in the bank. It dies before the beacon can happen. 2 Marines coming back. Nightsea and Wake should be able to win this fight, although Katz is out of the chair. Nightsea does manage to get out of there alive, and Marines rotating back from central side, and they're gonna find Fades up already. 6 minutes and 49 seconds, we get the first Fade kill. And now Marines, honestly, I think they are out of this game, and that's the GG. Yeah, yikes. The alien res was just never pressured that game. That's, yeah, that's a yikes for the Marine team. 3 RTs maximum on Marines versus the 6 for aliens, and the kill graph kind of just tells the story. These, early Marine kills were just Scout and Skulks, who both got their parasites off. And then, yeah. It was an accidental beacon, apparently. That is unfortunate, especially considering they really didn't have much else in the way of res to go around. But yeah, I think even before that, they weren't in the greatest position on the map. They certainly hadn't been banking res as fast as the aliens had been. And their expansion was pretty much non-existent past their naturals. And the aliens just kind of exploded over the right side of the map. Even up into the Marine natural energy flow. Held central in Hydro. So now we get to see if they can continue that dominance. as we're already going live into the second round. So, again, spawn choice is up to aliens. At least I believe it's up to aliens. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, definitely is indeed. And aliens choosing to spawn in monorail this time. A very different approach to the drone base spawn. Because this starting location has vents out of it. And this starting location has vents out of it. Or it's there, whatever. And this one doesn't. So, yeah. Normally you would see the top-bottom spawns a lot more often than you would see the side-to-side spawns on this map. But here we are. And this is interesting. Golden is dead. There's no way he's getting out of this one. He's going to take one with him. But now you've got two Skulks and a Gorge up here. This is a lot of alien pressure. And Yam's going to get caught in a bit of a pickle as well. They have taken one Skulk for each Marine death so far. But having this Gorge hit means the two that are still up are going to be able to just keep on going. Phone doesn't get much damage in. He is the comm though. So him just buying time, getting them off the res does slow... Or, yeah, slow the res death down for the Marine team. Really, when you've got two Skulks and a Gorge, you should be able to do exactly that and just keep one biting. And what Marines really want to be doing right now is getting two people together for this. But by the time they do, though, maybe they won't even get two together and Yam's just going to walk in and pick one off. We do have a tunnel up in fabrication, an interesting spot for it. Because normally you would see the tunnel back here, behind the RT. It's a lot harder for Marines to push. Look at this fight going on. Yams is just being trolled by Zafford running around the little kiosk in the middle. He does get one, but Dedek from behind. Make quick work of that. But even though that res has been contested all game so far, Turts and Wake have been left pretty much uncontested on this bottom side. In fact, completely uncontested. No kills. And they've capped the entire south side of the map. Now, Wake is split from Turts. That's unfortunate, but Turts goes huge. Takes two and nearly a third. That would have been a super clutch play out of Turts. Instead, it's just a, you know, you did pretty good. But now, we got the same going the other way. 3 Marines, but 4 aliens, and Wake gets 2 at the end, and he might even be able to pick the Gorge off there. Rob belly slide, man. Phone with the armory drop just to mess with that Gorge. Not gonna happen. Gorge has survived, and Yams is up here now as well, so they know there's a tunnel. They've killed the alien natural, and again, these players on MACS and Drifters just looking a little bit out of place a lot of the time. Not winning the fights on their own res when they need to be. But now things might change in their favor. We do have lurks up. We got Dedek and Wob. And they have returned some res pressure. They've taken down another one, but Wob takes a lot of damage coming into this fight. The meds are fairly nice on Yams, keeping them alive, but the pistols don't land, and Wob, oh my, 10 health. Some very nice pistol shots out of Knightsy there. Again, we just got Zaffod trying to get on this back res, do the Lord's work, and slow down any tech that the Marine team is looking for. This could have been interesting, but Golden's just going to keep on sneaking by. So, in fact, Wob has no idea. And that means Dedek might just glide straight into Golden. Never mind. He's not going to glide straight into Golden and give him a free kill. And Knights is going to fall to the Skulk and Gorge. Golden's just like a desist. Does get some damage onto that res node, and in fact he's doing a ton of damage in this room. And Yams is here as backup, and that might mean the end of Wob, and that is that. Dedek even... It's like, he's got to go back to the hive and heal for that. That's just, again, that was 2 lurks on 1 Marine, and Golden just staying alive against all the odds. The med support was good, and that desisted harvester is dead regardless. And now it looks like Marine's trying to group for this tunnel. Yams is going to take out Golden for the alien team. Because, you know, why let the aliens kill your teammate when you can do it instead? Knightsy again, nearly getting that last shot, but just shy of the kill. And Tuts is having the most boring game he can have. And it's called the guy that gets to solo lane, sit still, and hold res. It's not great fun. But it is the important role. Because keeping this res alive has allowed Marines to pump up to Weapons 1, Armor 2, Phase Tech on the way, Advanced Armory on the way. We've seen some nasty Advanced Armory plays recently. Grenades do disgusting amounts of damage. And, like, Wake just shouldn't have been allowed in this room. This is dead. Manao had that ambush the whole way, and he let Wake just run in and take that res node. It's stuff like that that's just gonna destroy your economy as an alien team. You gotta get these people before they get in position. Nice work by Dedek there, cleaning up Golden without taking too much damage. But again, this res graph, 4 lost on the Marine side versus the 3 of the aliens is not good for aliens. You want to be holding your res way more consistently, or at least if you're losing that much, Marine should have lost everything on the map. Tuts, barely winning that fight. But he does win it, so again, that entire south lane is currently safe. Wait, nearly gets baited into not getting 1 kill there, but again, Yams with a nice rotation into the fight is just going to mean that Skulk isn't going anywhere. And again, Tuts still in the same spot. Golden is currently welding a lurk and a gorge. This is not the optimal way to kill things. Tuts nearly got Zafford in that fight, leaves him on 6 health. And honestly, Zafford, you should not be the one going forward here. Okay, this is what we call clear miscommunication. This res node is easier to kill, by far. The fact that you're not full health and your teammate didn't come with you means that this isn't dead now. And this takes longer to die. So he won't be in position for a good ambush in this hallway where they don't expect it. Instead, he's just going to be sat on the RT when they get in the room. And he pays for his life with it. It's got to be a team in natural selection. And of these little things where you do things as solo players that add up against you. And Knightsy gets the gate up in Hydro. Tuts is here with him as well. This is a big alien crush, but the HMG on Knightsy is just going to scare everything away. Dedek taking a lot of damage. And again, well, obviously it's been called, finally. And this RT will fall. Now Dedek is just being on the backlines, biting the phase gate even. Phase tech is elsewhere on the map. Yams manages to finish that tunnel off, but this gate is dead, unfortunately. No one's even nearby to do anything. But you might think, that's fine, because they're down here building a gate, and you'd be right. Now that's a big crush again. HMG though doing a ton of work. Knightsy, Tuts, and even Yams on the late rotate in. Does get an extra kill out of it. Dedek gonna get healed up and will be allowed to get back into that fight. Yams really was gunning for that HMG on the ground. Zafford with a nice ambush from above, but Golden Awake too quick for that one. Now Dedek and 2 Skooks coming on in. Dedek taking a lot of damage. Both the Skooks just fall to the HMGs and pistols. In fact, Dedek took out one of his own teammates. But this is a hive push unlike no other. There is a GL. Yams has done the right thing and not brought a HMG to a hive push. Unlike the rest of this team. Golden is just desysting that harvester, which I think just stays sisted because of hive infestation anyway. But now aliens have a hell of a challenge. They have 3 HMGs to go through to take this fight, and in fact Yams lands a GL on Zaphod, and that's a lot of his health just evaporated. Golden's just sat on the front line somehow, not being contested, and Dedek's out. He's not going to be able to heal easily here. He's trying to be sneaky. But that is a hell of a risky play, and the 8 health kind of shows it. But again, no Marine has fallen so far. Every alien is just getting melted one by one. They're going in. Now we've got 2 Fadesmen now, and Zaphod coming in together. Dedek's still here. He's healed up. First Marine down. Knightsy's gonna fall. But Yams is just throwing GLs at this hive. Maybe pushing a bit too far with that GL though. Getting greedy for the kills with the pistol. And unfortunately, that is a bad choice by the Marine team. Knightsy in a good position here. Every alien's going to want to get straight on the gate. Knightsy's just going to sit back, get a lot of free damage in. Allows 2 Marines to phase in. Although Gordon has brought a flamethrower. Not the greatest of choices for that. But it would be a great choice for this hive push. But yeah, that fight, Marines... There's probably a line that you don't want to cross with a GL around a hive, and it's probably here. So when Yams dies here, it's bad. It's bad. But, as bad as that is, this is push number 2. Aliens 40 T-res in the bank. They can drop that second hive. It's just been scanned in fabrication up the north. So they don't think there's a second hive in play right now, and they know there's a lot of res damage been done, but this time there's no GL, and Dedek's got behind on the gate. In fact, that would have been a nice play last time, and the flamethrower from Wake just denying that healing, and Zaphod goes so low, and now taking a ton of damage as well. The flamethrower comes in again, but Wake's just gonna get swiped in the face. Dedek trying his hardest to kill that gate. He's gonna lose his life for it. Maybe a little bit of an overcommittal. He can re-lurk though. And Zaphod just going in to get that last few swipes, and he's gonna lose his life for it as well. There's way too many risky chances being taken, and they're not paying off in the alien team's favor at all. 50 T-res, and this hive still isn't dropped. And Biobomb's going to get started instead, which is a really interesting choice, because at this point, I feel like the Gorge should just be up here building a hive instead. Now, aliens realizing that the push has slowed. Marines spent a ton of P-res on those pushes. They are pretty poor across the board. Everyone can buy 1 gun right now, but only just. And that hive gets dropped right on top of a scan. I'd see building with the Skulk in the room. And the Fade on the way. You should have just finished it, Knightsy. You should have been brave. Pros don't fake. Now, Dedek has relurked. Back on the res behind the lines. But Golden's also on the res behind the alien line. He will lose his life, but it's a worthwhile trade. 1 Marine for a res tower. And still 1 Skulk just pestering Marines in this room. Wob trying his hardest, as Dedek comes in for support, and even Manau's here. And forcing the Marines to take fights on 2 different fronts. That's That's a more favorable engagement. Yams is chasing down Rob. And he really wants that Gorge kill. He's not going to get it, unfortunately. Golden is... I don't even know what's happening. Why is he even being medied? He's got no ammo left in his gun. It's forced to play the doorway, the window as well. And that's a nice clean up there. And on the other side, bit of a grind gate going on. And that's that phaser gate gone. So now... There's a chance. Aliens look like they've figured out a bit more of this game and got a grip on things again. And then, in fact, they're going to take down a ton of Marine res right now after that gate fell. Everything on the south side is dead. And, yeah. That's going to start hurting the Marine economy. And again, Marines splitting, and that is a lot of aliens to be dealing with as 2 solos. Not great. So, yeah, Marines sitting on 3 RTs right now, and they'd probably be liking a few more. The gate comes back up in Hydro, and the res node to go with it, as Tuts left to fend for himself, as Marines will lose another RT on the field. Woman now are going to push base here. Phone is out of the chair, which is an interesting choice. And every other alien a little bit late to that. Looks like they didn't really know what they wanted to do. Orb's about to get pinched between 2 Marines. Golden being sneaky, hopping out through that window. Just getting a little bit of an angle that unexpected, and Rob finds a wake. Or is this wake finds Rob? Oh, he's so low. 18 health. Gorges have like 9 lives, if you didn't know. They're basically cats with no fur and a bit more fat. There's a bit of a disconnect on this Marine team between team play at the moment. It looks like there's a lot of solo Marines. And when you're against life forms, you don't really want to be a solo Marine. Nightscene does half the damage to a Fade. If he had a teammate that did half the damage to the Fade, it's a dead Fade. And again, Wake is alone. Yams is going to rotate in behind. He does get some damage in, but Wake's already dead. He will save the RT, and now Tuts versus Manau, and that's a fair bit of damage done. But again, Knight's just a little bit late on the rotate into the fight. And Katz is, yes. Yes. That was an interesting choice, shall we say. As the commander, I understand that you would like your resources to stay alive. But at what cost? Right, I mean, Marines have 2 RTs right now, and they're inside this circle, which is also where their base is. This is looking like a very alien-sided map so far. Is it supposed to be an alien-sided map? I don't know. Or do Marines just forget that team play is something that applies to both teams and not just one? Because, yeah, again, another solo Marine. And another one. Okay, Golden got the kill, but... And another one. Thank you, Zafford. You made it work. Finally, 2 Marines in a fight with 2 aliens. And he's dead. This is the kind of point in the game where you need to be together. You're losing your fights, one-on-ones, they have life forms, they've got a lot more res than you, so they can be a bit more riskier with their engagements. And, well, you are taking Skulks out, which slows that res biting down. Still losing a lot of fights. Oh, hello, Zaphod Manau in the base on the gate. Got 2 Marines ready to phase back, I think, or just the 1, but a spawner and the commander. And we've got another gate up now. This is a bit more of the play I was looking for. Golden again dying on the north side of the map. This is fine. Honestly, if Golden's just going to be the solo guy that goes in the off lane and pulls that many aliens back to him, that's completely okay. He's pulled 3 aliens up there. It's acceptable. But this gets a bit sketchy for Dedek, but Zaphod winning that fight is big. Dedek will manage to escape just in time. The regen he has just ticking enough to get him enough health, and now as well. Yams is probably wondering where they're all coming from. You have shotguns available now, which starts making some of these fade engagements solo a little bit more questionable for the fade player, but Golden just being a rifle isn't too much of a worry. And now we see some of that Gorge aggression that everyone loves to see. Good old Battle Gorge in his natural habitat, bio-bombing everything that Marines have, and that phase gate grind could have maybe gone a little bit better for the alien team. But yeah, as I was saying, this phase gate is good for the Marines because it gives them a nice triangle on the map. In theory, they should be able to hold this, but Dedek's just being a pain in the ass in the backline, flying around as a lurk, or gliding around as a lurk, so they have no idea where he is. But this, again, is another base hit on that gate. This time, though, the Drifter support, there's a lurk as well, thrown, hitting the beacon button, and they will save that gate. And in fact, they did a decent amount of damage to everything and took out 1 Gorge and a scope for it, so they'll not have to worry too much about the rest of the map for now. They will lose gravity, but it's not even finished anyway. Phone's just going to be sat out of the chair, and again, Golden, straight after that beacon, is straight through the gate. He's going to get bamboozled big time. And then he's going to get bamboozled again, because it's actually real now. Yams is going to lose that shotgun, and again, another big grind coming out. We've got the Drifter support, Hallucinations Enzyme. Rob kills his own teammate. Actually, he doesn't, because that was a hallucination. Never mind. This is a sneaky little Drifter. It's cloaked. It's hard to see. So, they know Turts is in this room, whether Turts knows it or not. I'd see the shotgun versus the lurk and fade, and he's got support behind. Yams with the rifle on the flank is gonna force them out of the fight. You don't need to win every fight if you can just force Marines or aliens into a bad spot. My bad on the camera control as I fly out of the room. And again, while it was a nice rotate from Turts to get in there to help out Golden, yeah, then it was just kind of left alone. Okay, Wake Golden are pushing in to try and save this res, but there's an Onos on the way. And they've seen it, and they're panicking, and Golden doesn't know what's happening, and he's trying to run away, and he's just gonna die. Manal took a lot of damage in that fight, but again, there's another Drifter being sneaky. There are arcs there? Okay. It's an interesting place to be building your arcs. Rob has killed it yet. He killed Manau again as a hallucination. He just doesn't like these pink things. The shotguns, however, from Nightsea and Turts might be able to do enough damage here. Or maybe not. Wake's gonna phase in. And surprisingly, Alien's leaving that fight kinda healthy. Wait. There's Wob and there's Rob. Rob and Wob. And they're both Onos. And they're both scanned, so they know it. And now this is 4 Marines versus 2 Onos, a Fade and a Urk. And that's going to be an interesting fight. Of course, Marines not having a great time in these fights. Weapons 1, not the greatest. Hallucinations everywhere. One of the Onos apparently just falls between all of the mess on screen. Dedek is so low leaving this fight. Zaphod coming in from behind. The Fades will clean up in the fight, but that's the power of shotguns. As Dedek's found himself that lone arc, which is going to do absolutely nothing. Zaphod's found himself another Marine to slice apart. And Dedek on the flank. Aura just letting him know Turts is the lone Marine there. Makes that an easy pick-off, as he then misses almost every single bite in a row on Wake. And they just kind of agree to not kill each other. Yet more drifters just sneaking their way through the map, cloaking up. Shade Hive showing all its benefits right now. Aura for the player, and scouting for the commander. Well, and players. Again, Marines trying to get another gate. And maybe now they've banked a little bit of res. They can get some weapons to do a hive push. And Yams is going to be sad about that one. Buys a HMG, walks around a corner and finds that mess. Goodbye observation gate. Turts is going to try and be a hero, but I think that's maybe too much of being a hero. This phase gate, however, could result in some trapped life forms if only there were people alive. Of course, during all of that, the Hydro Hive has been dropped, so while Wob does Onos things and kills some RTs, Marines just haven't really held res long enough to do anything. They had their chance in that initial push, but losing the arms lab and maybe pushing too far in and getting greedy for the frags cost them the chance of this game. Yam's not going to get meted there. Wake's going to think he's amazing as he takes down 2, but they're both fake anyway. Turts is going to F4 out from the fight as the Marine team GG's out of the game, except for Yams, who is unsure where the F4 key is on his keyboard. That is that. Yeah, I didn't actually realize the arms lab was dead until the arms lab was rebuilt. I was very concentrated on the fight that happened. You know? There was a fight happening. It was a hive. We can find out, right? It's right there. That's when it happened. It was down for a minute. That is... yeah. Whew. That's rough as an alien. I mean, no, it's really good as an alien. It's rough as a Marine. That is for sure. You don't want to lose an arms lab, especially when it's got upgrades on it. Not good. Don't do that. The real important question is, I didn't notice it. And apparently no one on the Marine team noticed it. So who knows? Let's have a look at the stats, shall we? They could be fun. Yams shooting 33%. Just making the rest of his team feel bad, I guess. Player damage also going his way, and structure damage. Not build time. See, this is why. This is why his stats are higher. He just doesn't build. He also has the most playtime, so effectively, does he even have the most damage per second? Who knows? But yeah, the Arms Lab. When was the Hive dropped? Hive, 14 minutes. Yeah, that was Arms Lab dies. Marines will die in the push. Hive got dropped a bit after that. In fact, the exact moment that the Arms Lab dies, 12 minutes 11 seconds, is pretty much right there. Right on that line where aliens just went up and then up again. Yeah. That's what happens. This is the real reason Yam stayed in the game, to show that his elo is higher than his team's average. Pretty effective. Advanced Swipe actually came up for the aliens before the end of that game, but I think at the end of that game there are a few more issues than Advanced Swipe being on the field, like Marines were still weapons 1 armor 2, which they had for the previous 22 minutes of the game. So, you know, that sums that up. And now we get to watch people play Caged. And I think I have a video of this map, so we'll just play that. If you don't know what any of the rooms in Caged look like. And of course, in top-down, none of them are gonna look anything like this. But, you know, maybe that'll be fine. So, that is what Caged is. Now, this is what Caged looks like from above. And as Manau says, 11 RTs on this map. 11 RTs is quite a lot of RTs. And normally what it involves is an alien spawn probably down here, or down here, and a fast hive to generators, or maybe they spawn in generators and fast hive sewer. Some people will just spawn in invent and take sewer, and then they can just like hold this fairly easily and maybe get waste flow. But if you take these two, what happens normally is Marines just kind of hold all of this north res, and that's a lot of res. And getting up here as an alien requires you go through either here or here, so it's really easy for Marines to lane it. If you do take a generator hive and you want to fast sewer hive, like, you get a ton of map to hold, but at the same time you also have a lot of stuff to defend, and you definitely need to keep gorge tunnels up. Marines probably gonna look to pressure Puri a lot, because it's just, you know, you just try and run through the middle of the map. Either that or ship in tunnels, where you also just kind of run through the middle of the map. If anyone tries to take a generator hive, this top res becomes a lot less Marine controllable, which is great for aliens. But then you gotta be careful that Marines don't just like span down this side and take some of this, because then they're sitting on like 5 RTs. And once you're sat on 5 RTs, what happens is your tech goes up and up and up, and then you win the game. Sometimes, normally. Not all the time. But we will see very soon what happens, as in 15 seconds, we're about to find out. So yet again, your teams are MACS and Drifters versus All Talk and No Word, going live on the second map of the day, NS2 Caged. So, starting off, the pretty standard split for any Marine team. 3 one way, 2 the other way, and an arms lab as turns up as the Gorge. So, starting down here in ventilation system does mean aliens can expand both directions. It's kind of something I didn't mention before, I guess. But now with a little bit of lag. And what you'll see here is Dedek will take the north lane by himself, as 2 Marines go for pressure. Although Wob sneaking up behind Golden here might be a bit of a surprise. Rob's going to be left alone to deal with that, as Knightsy's getting parasites out and trying to get sneaky. And Yams is just going to do the same on the other side. And what you'll see is the aliens have expanded both ways. Zafford and Manal trying to push down to deal with this res. Phone's going to get that drifter out of... Maybe not out of there. Never mind, he's going to get it out of there. Baiting some of the bullets onto that. And the nice flank from Knightsy. But can he get Zafford? No, he can't. The drifter's going to get out. No team res loss. Nice play from Zafford. Manages to clean that up in his team's favor. And that's upset Phone, who's now out of the hive. Just trying to buy some time as he runs around on walls and ceilings, baiting as many bullets as he possibly can, and somehow has done all of the work. Basically, Phone is the best player on this team, and they didn't even realize it. However, on the other side of the map, Tuts is an event, trapped and surrounded by Marines. They will lose the drifter finally. Tuts is just going to become a Gorge turret shooting from the vents. Got 3 Skooks over here though, ready to help him out. If you can get any chip damage in at this stage of the game, it's really helpful. And Rob's going to get baited into that vent. That just leaves 3 Skooks. All of them jumping on Wob, and Rob will not be able to clean that up. So, aliens have, you know, they've expanded quickly. They've got the bottom side of the map. They were very much looking to get the right-hand side. Gordon just getting that parasite out. And the Marine team going for that fast armor 2. Certainly makes a difference when you're fighting Skooks, but here are the lurks. So, now we got some faster defense, which is exactly what aliens need on a map of this size, as Wob being a little bit sneaky, doing a fair amount of damage onto Wake there, and that's going to mean this RT will die. In fact, it's going to die before the cyst even spreads. And what we've got now is a Gorge back in his little vent hole. And 2 lurks looking for a fight to take. But what is the play? That's a cheeky little tunnel spot coming up there from the aliens. And here's the play. It's, hey, they have 4 Marines out. Why don't we just do this? And that is in fact the play. That is 2 lurks, 1 Skook in your base. Dedek's rotating back, and the Drifter's going to spot him before anyone else does, which is really nice. Wake is super low though, 13 health. How the hell is this man alive? I don't know. He is going to fall. Knightsy did find his way out, but Golden got the arms lab behind that. Armor 2 had finished. They could have been different if Armor 2 had died on that arms lab with it. But Instead, it's just going to be the res expense of a 15 res arms lab. Just going to get built straight away. For now, fights should be going a bit more in alien favors, but Knightsy's going to find 2 and not get much done there. And while they traded for an arms lab, they've lost 2 RTs behind it. In fact, they lost 3 RTs. Did they lose that one as well? There's a lot of RTs to be losing as aliens. The Marines just sitting on 5 right now. This tunnel is gonna fall. Knightsy and Phone, the only 2 around to be defending. He gets picked off on a res node. Golden and Touch just cleaning the north side of res. As Wobbenzaf would back out. They're probably just going to go back and... I'd expect them to cap, but maybe not. Instead, they're going to go help clean this tunnel up. And again, there's a lot of Marines out on the field, and currently where they are would be really bad for rotating if they were to go base again, but there are no aliens really in position to do that right now, except Turts and Golden, who are just out here farming structure damage off Marine extractors. Knightsy with the ambush is going to drop and very nearly killed Rob, going to 1 health. Golden with a nice ambush, picking off Dedek from spawn, and he's going to try and rotate back through base. Not going to be able to get away with it though. And aliens have completely switched up their strategy, completely said screw this bottom side of the map, and they've taken generator. So this does make this like whole North Marine easy res not so easy at all. Now Rob and Zaf are going to push down. There is 1 lurk and Golden's here as well. It should be a fairly easy defense for the alien team. They have the firepower. Ooh, Knightsy, you aren't even hurt. Kill him. Knightsy, kill him. Kill him. He's not killing him, guys. I told him to, but he didn't. This is obvious Merc letdown. Because I feel like these 2 Marines should just be dead and that RT should be fine. And now they have phase tech, and Manaus site in the middle of the map might be able to get a gate, but then again, Wob and Dedek could also just get a pretty nice offensive gate. As Rob and Zaf would have found their way into this hive room in generator, spikes are gonna end Zafwood's career, and Rob will fall shortly after. Now, again, another push into this hive. Another tunnel up, and Knightsy again going in solo, but he's got enough bites on Manal that he should be able to get that kill, and then a 1v1 shouldn't be too bad. In fact, it's a 2v1. Weak with the spawn and flank strategy. As Golden's on this res, and Dedek's just going to try and sneak in here, but Golden will probably get vision on him beforehand, and he does. So he gets the parasite. In fact, he's going to just sneak into that vent and be a nuisance. That's saved by the comm. You know, they got phase tech, and they built a phase gate in the base, and then they didn't build one anywhere else. And while they weren't building... There are a few corners there, Wob. While they weren't building phase gates, aliens were building shells, and now Regen and Vamp making fights a little bit better for the aliens. Gate has come up. So, Marines now with this gate, probably looking for a second gate down where Wob is somewhere, I would think. Try and like make this res lane safe, because I mean right now they're still holding 4 RTs, I guess, with this one gate. Golden's gonna sneak by, get a parasite on the gate so his team's aware of it. Zaphod sneaking through and just damaging Rez. Knights is gonna make his way up there to help. And Week's back up as a lurk as well. Zaphod will manage to empty his rifle into that harvester before he falls. And there's that second gate. So, Marines looking a lot stronger on their res defense now with these gates. Nice obs placement just to scout this section of the map for the Marines. Give them a lot of knowledge about where anyone's trying to rotate through lanes. So we have fades. We have an advanced armory. So I expect to see some HMGs on the field soon. Because everyone wants HMGs instead of shotguns now. Oh, Wob is going to push in solo into Yams there and Turts. And I don't really know why when Dedek's just over here building. Surely no, they know there was a second Marine, right? Oh, Turts knows, I think. Oh, well, that makes things interesting. But Yams did manage to leave that gate with practically full health, so it's a safe fight for him to take his knives. He takes a ton of damage. 78 health on his escape. Now it just slows down a little bit. We got a lot of res on both sides. Jeez. Every res on the map is currently capped. And yeah, that's insane. I don't think I've ever seen so much capped res in my life. But now we'll say, well, no, you can't. And does take out one more alien res node. But again, like, the res income's pretty close for both teams. Brings a little bit ahead, which is allowing them to pump 2-2 out right now. Yams and Wake trying to deal with this gate. They've done a lot of damage to it, but they've got to heal before they can do any more. Knightsy probably not wanting to take a fight against the HMG in any way, shape, or form. This gate not welded. That's an interesting choice. Never mind, Dedek just didn't have a welder. Knightsy with the flank and the spikes. Not gonna get the kill from behind. Maybe the spike's giving him away a little bit too soon as Golden just sacrifices his life. Dies to the welder. Because, well, we're trying to weld the gate. But hey, the gate is dead. That's a nice pick off. And in fact, if these Marines, if these aliens can get here in time, they're gonna save that gate. Oh my god, Yams, how did Rob not shoot you on the way out? Wait, how are you alive? What is happening? I feel like a lot of things should have just died in favor of the Marine team there, but apparently not. Knightsy is finding another HMG, and again, doesn't want to fight it because that's nasty and scary, and oh my god, it hurts a lot. Ooh, hello jetpacks. That will be interesting. Knightsy's gonna fall. He found that HMG again. Zaphod might take Turts out, but the belly slides are way too fast. And again, like this phase gate just allowing Marines to walk down. Okay, you can't draw and move lines down this lane and just pressure shipping tunnels over and over. I bet the majority of dead RTs here are that one. Turts is finally going to fall to the HMG of Zaphod. Oh, I thought he was on top. He's down in a vent. He's insane. He's a madman. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure coming out from this Marine team right now. And they're kind of not really worried. They've been on 5 RTs for a long freaking time. And it shows with their tech. 14 minutes into this game nearly. They've got 2-2 jetpacks. Grenades on the way. Phase tech is down built across the map. They've established their network of doom, and never mind Golden's and Onos. There's a very narrow window of time where Golden has Dedek just isn't even gonna try. Which is maybe not the best option, you know. You can totally just kill an Onos solo. But there is a very narrow window of time for Golden to be able to do much effectively on the field right now. Yes, he has charge, so he can get in and out quickly, and he should just stick on that gate. He is going to, which is going to slow anyone else down, but that HMG jetpack might just, I was going to say, might just be the end of stuff. Turt somehow, as a fade, just allowed to live because Dedek focused the Onos with the HMG. But now the aliens are aware. They know jetpacks are on the field. Golden knows that that's a big factor to take into account pushing anything. And this is a big 4-man jetpack team. Knightsy's going to fall on the escape. Tuts is going to fall as a fade on the escape as well. That was pretty much 2 full HMG clips and then some. Just evaporating life forms. Golden opting to stay as far away from that fight as he possibly can and kill RTs. And here it comes, the big 4-man jetpack push. 3 HMGs and a GL again. Are they going to try and trade the base for this? Or nope, they're just going behind, trying to pick off this gate maybe. But even Dedek's down here with a flamethrower. Dedek honestly shouldn't be back here. He's got the flamethrower. He should be at the front. Get that fire on that hive. And just deny any of this healing. Behind this, Phone is just going to sit there and expand. He's got his drifters out. They're trying to cap nodes. And oh dear Golden, you are so dead. Oh my god. 5 Marines with jetpacks making Onos vanish like that. That is maybe the fastest Onos death I've seen in a while. Wake is just somehow surviving. And there's a beacon, because Knightsy and Turt's poking the base. Did they even do any damage? They bit an IP like twice. But that does save their hive for now. There are some whips here. Honestly, I'd like to see the whips here, you know? Get some assists on this side of the room. I realized they had a flamethrower just now, but, you know, get it back in there. Try and slow their push down. Oh, Wake falls to the GLs, flamethrowers, and HMGs. And now Yams has a tough task. He's on fire, the hive's on fire. That's little healing coming out for him. But now he's alone up there. Could maybe get a pick. Behind this we got at least 1 Skulk out on res. But this hive is just gonna fall. I don't see them saving this. They don't have the life forms here to do it. Yams is gonna try, but oh my god, 65 health, finds his way out through the vent. Somehow the Skulks get in the fray and have done a ton of damage, but maybe not enough. The hive will fall. And that's a pretty big win for Marines. They've only lost 1 Marine in this push. Dedek's just setting everything, including his team, on fire and gets slapped by a whip for it. But aliens, yeah, that is a big loss to take at this stage of the game. They're on 6 RTs. They have 42 res, but they only have this 1 hive. Wake is re-lurking, but Marines are kind of just looking very much like they don't want to give them that chance. They don't want to let them have another go at it. And if they get that push in there, it might just end that way. There are 2 MACS in base. Why are there 2 MACS in the base? Who knows? They're both dead. That's bullying. Remember that bit where they were all here and they built a phase gate and then somehow... Okay. I'd see you're a burning fireball. Golden will take another res... Wake died. Wake died in here. I didn't miss it. It was on the very edge of the screen in a different monitor. I totally missed that. Wake, why were you even in this room? I don't understand. There's a lot of Marines here. I guess you don't have aura because you do only have 1 hive. Why do you only have 1 hive? That is a good question. There is a mech trainer leaving the base, and there's a pain train pushing the hive. This hive has no one here to defend it. Yams is gonna come in and just eat a ton of fire from the HMGs. Even the flamethrower, he will fall. This honestly looks like the end of this game for the Marines, for the alien team. Marines just dominating this fight. Jetpacks turned the game so fast in their favor. HMG jetpack chasing life forms down has just evaporated a lot. It's a brave play. This hive has to stay alive long enough for that one to go up, which is going to be a hell of a challenge. They have managed to take the GL out, and no one's picked it up, which at this point of the game seems like a very questionable play by the Marines. Don't let that expire. Why? Okay, you see, here's the problem, Marines. You've just given aliens time now. HMGs do terrible structure damage. Flamethrowers, while effective, because they deny healing, don't do great damage. This hive is going to just live so much longer, which will give them the time to build the other one. They will have their sys chain back. They still have 7 RTs capped. 7. Look at this. This is ridiculous. It got scanned, finally. Marines are aware. But that took so long. If they'd have just saved the GL, this hive would have been dead a minute ago. This beacon and phase would have happened, and this hive would never have finished. If this hive stays alive long enough, they'll get enough res to drop another hive. They have 8 RTs now. There's the res, just do it. Phone is ready and waiting. Drop the hive. No one's in the hive. Oh god, Knightsy's in the hive. Knightsy, drop the hive. Knightsy, drop the hive. Knightsy. Knightsy! Knightsy, what are you doing? It's a disaster. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh no. Jeez, man. Okay, this is at least occasion number 2 where Knightsy is throwing as the merc, okay? Knightsy has clearly been trading skins for wins. The Marine accuracy is a lot lower than the other team's Marine accuracies, but Dedek 8, 22 and 11, 22 assists. That's a lot of assisting. The Arms Lab kill. A minute after the Armor 2. Could have been a nice pick. The stagnation of alien. When did Jetpacks finish? Where was that? Jetpacks, the 14-minute mark. So Jetpacks finished here. Jetpacks were bought by here, and then aliens killed 5 things for the rest of the game. Wow. Okay. I mean, jetpacks are freaking insane. Apparently so. They're nuts. It's madness. It's wild. That's a ridiculous stat to even think of looking at. So is the amount of res the aliens just were gaining at the end of this game. That's disgusting. Holy cow, Golden. 43,795 structure damage, followed by 7,000. This is so much more structure damage than anyone else, that it is 2/3 of his team's structure damage. That is ridiculous damage. .94 RTs a minute built by aliens. Alright, that's quite a lot. The res killing could have been better. I mean, actually, it wasn't that bad considering the rate at which they were being built. But nonetheless, back into the game we will go. And this time, we got all talk and no word up in main hold with the Marine spawn and the exact same alien starting location. With the exact same alien start. One gorge and everyone run away. And the exact same arms I've built. We're going to watch the exact... No, it's different. There's only 2 here and 3 here. It's entirely a different game. As Turts will get the first engagement. He's not going to get the kills. Manao gets away into the vent. And now we get to just watch this slow crawl across the map from both teams. Yams and Golden just gonna sit there and hold central while they cap up. Knightsy's gonna have to deal with an ambush in Warp. He is checking the corners though. He might find him, and never mind, he didn't find him at all and he died. Yams is gonna be forced to rotate back there, but he, being the parasited one, does give Golden a bit of an advantage. Golden, you didn't finish the power node. NS2 101, you need the power node to power the res node. Touch, you so nearly did it, but now lives with 5 health. But this won't die. Wake will get there in time to save that. And Alien's doing the exact same thing as last game, basically. Expanding both directions and just, you know, being greedy as all hell, because you can. Eventually, Marines will get into one of these expansion lanes and it should slow down. But for now, get as much res as you can in the bank and make it work. Golden just looking like he wants to check every single corner the map has. I'd see not going to be able to take Zafford down. Was a second skulk in the room if that needed to happen, and Golden, after checking every corner in the previous room, dies in that one. Tuts and Wake get a little bit split, but ooh, I was going to say both managed to get their kills. Tuts will get both the kills instead, and Yams is doing the thing that you got to do. You just walk into there like natural and be a pain. The Gorge, however, is landing all the spits. The Hydras are doing all the damage, and Yams only has 10 health left. It's a little bit unfortunate for Yams, but never mind. Because Tuts is pressuring the other side. The alien team's gonna all rotate this way to deal with him, but Dedek's just gonna make that quick fight. Now aliens are just, you know, I mean, everyone's just kind of on a low res again. 5 RTs versus 4 Wake is being super sneaky. Nearly gets 1 pick. Not going to get that, but it will do enough damage that Yam should be able to clean that up. But Dedek from behind says, no, thank you. And it's a pretty nice early lead in the res fight for the alien team. They've got a shell up here. This isn't a hive. That's an interesting spot because I feel like it's also a bit more likely to be pressured as Golden sneaks around and does manage to get 1 lurk to half health, but that is all. And again, Knightsy pushing a generator, but he's got Tuts as backup this time, and I was on the flank. And Tuts is a little bit aware, but the 2 lurks on the bigger flank are gonna be more of a surprise, as that's a quick end to that Marine team. The double pressure is out, and they've got themselves down into lower waste flow. In fact, it's not really pressure at this point, because they just lost an RT instead of killing one. And now they've got to deal with the lurks. The 2-packer lurks. Derek going in a little bit earlier, but you know, the Drifter support's there, so they are still gonna clean that one up pretty easily. Golden again, just crouching around corners, does a lot of damage to Wob. Will be forced back to heal at the Hive, and Knightsy and Turts this time managed to find their way all the way up into Generator. Well aware that there's a tunnel here now, and a shell, probably. But aliens certainly don't want this to die, and they're all going to rotate here to defend it. But so far, this is a fight definitely going the way of the Marines. Knightsy getting a little bit carried away with the pistoling as Wob survives. Super low. Somehow. Somehow. And there is the second Hive. Dropped in Generator. So, unlike the last game, aliens have just been allowed to keep both sides of their expansion. And now they've got Fates to deal with it before 6 minutes even. And the Marines are only weapons too. They do have an advanced armory. But I don't know. They do have a fair amount of res still. Even though they are losing a lot more than the aliens have been, they still have 4. And that's nice, because, I mean, 4 is a good number of res. Now these lurks, not even bothering with defending the nodes Golden has desisted and killed, as he does a fair amount of work just there, actually. He doesn't need to kill these lurks. It would have been nice if he got the pick, but he did just take out a crap ton of resources. That's a hit to your economy as the alien team, and that's a 3-man stack of Marines. Both Fades are here, though. There is a HMG on Yams, though. And in his hands, that HMG could be doing a fair amount of damage to anyone that wants to contest this fight. And the Fates are certainly looking for it, but behind this, both the lurks are in the Marine base. I don't know what to watch. One of the lurks, however, Dedek is super low. Golden, 6 health. Okay, nice. One lurk does fall. Golden doing God's work defending the base. They lost an IP for it, but that's a worthwhile trade at this point, I think. But the Fades winning out the fight on the other side of the map. Dedek actually has the res to re-lurk. So, even though it's one lurk down, it's another lurk right back up again. Golden just being, okay. I think Wob didn't realize Turts was on the other side of him. And the HMG just evaporated that poor man. But again, Wob also has the relurk res. Whether he chooses to or not, we'll never know. Who am I kidding? We'll know in like 5 seconds. He's not relurking, guys. Don't worry about it. He's gonna score. Now, 2 HMGs. And that's a lot of aliens. That is a lot of aliens to be dealing with. And that's another quick cleanup from the aliens. Just gonna help Wob get through to that RT, and in fact, there's some decent amount of RTs that he can get chewing on that side. Marines, kinda, I don't know. I want to say they're like not doing too hot. It feels like they're not doing too hot, but then you look at it and you go, oh, they actually have more RTs. They will lose 1 and maybe 2. They're definitely losing 2 here. I don't think Turts is going to stop that one dying. But behind this, okay, we do have Face Tech on the way, which I feel like is a necessary thing for Marines on this map. This map is huge. It takes ages to get across the map. And Destination is just baiting some of these bullets out. nearly helping them win that fight as Golden and Yams find their way to shipping, and just again double pressures, splitting this alien team in half, and in fact they're all just gonna opt to come and deal with this fight. It's the right choice. You clean up one fight and then you go and deal with the other one. It is interesting that they decided to deal with the one where the Resonode was already dead, mind you. But at the same time, I guess the Fades rotate a lot faster than anyone else in that fight would have been. Oh, Yams rifle butting the shell to death. Dedication to the last second of his life. Dedek doesn't want to fight a HMG. That is entirely understandable because it might just kill him. But now we do have phase gates on the field, finally, and that hive got scanned at the perfect time. Phone is insane. He knew. He's been counting their res in his head this whole game, and he's like, yep, this is hive time. But now the res has swung the opposite direction yet again. Aliens, when did they get 7 RTs this game? What is... I can't even remember them having 7. I mean, I guess, yeah, they did expand both directions, right? Yeah, never mind, it's fine. And a little bit of a semi... I want to say it's aggressive, but at the same time, it's a very defensive, aggressive gate. This, however, could spell doom for some fades if several HMGs just phase on in. And no one's phasing. Just gonna let it die. But there's a good reason. 2 GLs? They're wild, guys. This is true mad lad territory from the Marine team. 2 GLs. Just this hive is 70, 67, 60. It's just gonna tick on down. Wob is somehow inside the bone wall, biting ankles. And these Knightsy too far, too deep. But again, touch, you're shooting yourself with the bone wall and the gel and things. Dedek's on the gate behind. Ooh, Knightsy's phasing in though. Forces Dedek off. Now we got 2 fights to watch. I don't have enough screen space for this, and in fact they're gonna win that gate fight, and that will mean the gate is dead. Right about now, this hive should probably just be dead. We're just gonna pick up a GL and just walk into yikes. Not what you want to walk into, and that might just end this fight right there. Yeah. I think maybe the whole double GL thing was a great idea right up until the point where only 1 GL was really shooting at any point in that. Wake is gonna murder Knightsy. That's his revenge for Knightsy not dropping the hive last game. Now we're just watching aliens just I mean, you know, the res is just disgusting. GG gets called. And, was that it? Is that the last round? Can't remember. I think that was the last round. I can't... That makes it like... Okay, why when I click that does it do that? Yeah, that was the last round. Hang on. We did it! I'm pretty sure that was the score. Let's have a look at the stats. It's pretty hard to keep track of these things, you know? Again, Yams is not at the top. Never mind. I was going to say Yams is at the top. He's not. He's dropping off. But, 8-minute build time? That's actually 7 minutes 43 seconds, Rob. So technically that's not 8 minutes. Also, you're a gorge. Do it as a Marine and I'd be in... What the hell happened here? Hello? Someone call the Marine team. They've forgotten to kill the aliens. In 10 minutes, they got 10 kills. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think a kill a minute isn't the greatest. Especially when the other team in 10 minutes got like 50. Yeah. I think 50 is better than 10. At least in this case. I mean, that kind of just shows the problem. You know, the aliens just expanded. They exploded both sides of the map. They grabbed every RT that was possibly available to them. And yeah, they lost 3 really quickly to Golden just being annoying on the left side. But did it even matter? They'd banked so much res by that point. I mean, what does this look like? I mean, this is them before the 3 RTs die, and it just slows, and Marines catch up a little bit. But then it just went back to being insane. So, yeah. That is the end of that game. Well, thank you for watching, people of the NSL community and whoever else, who knows. Hopefully there'll be more games some other time, who knows, because I haven't checked, so we'll find out eventually. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna say goodbye now, and I'll see you again another day.